I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Forensic Gameology, hosted by ForensicGameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. 3012, after the Day of Destruction in the Mayan calendar and whatnot. So, 3012 is a deck-building game in which you take the leader of a clan. This is the Jaguar clan. And you've got your scouts, and you use them to influence other people's turns. You've got some interaction there. You can try to help or hinder them as they fight these encounters and whatnot. You got the Dragon Monarch. Luckily, I pulled two of them. Dragon Monarch and the Mummified Ancient and things like that. But also, you'll be purchasing cards from these two communal decks, as well as allies to help you on your quests, and these weapons. Simplicity versus complexity.
This game is your typical deck building game. There's a few changes. There are some icons on here, and that is not too challenging. You just got to know the icons. One gives you the money, and one is what it costs. They're both in the right bottom corner, so maybe that's a little confusing. There are quite a few decks going on, or places to do things going on. Here in the center, at the beginning of your turn, you flip over one card from each deck, and then you have the option of using those cards and purchasing those cards. So that's a little bit different than other deck building games, and you can use money on your card and gold tokens. You can reserve a card with a gold token. So after that is just dealing with fighting. Nope, I was about to get into fighting. That's just dealing with buying cards. Then you can fight monsters, and so the timing matters on that as well. So it's a little bit more complex than your typical deck building game, but I still wouldn't call it a hard, difficult game to understand.
We've taught this game a number of times, and we've picked it up each time, no problem. The people we've played with picked up no problem. So it is simple enough, but I still feel like it's more complex than other deck builders. I'm a little surprised to hear you say it's your typical deck builder. There's different places you can purchase cards from.
Well, like you put it into your deck and shuffle.
And you only start with 4 cards. Like, that's a little odd. There's not even like a starting deck as much as it's a starting hand. And you can do things to other people on their turns, whatnot. But I think it's simple enough. Luck versus strategy.
This game, I think it has a good amount of both. Maybe more on the luck side than the strategy side. What gets flipped up here is super lucky. Like this one right here. If you get this one, it's plus 3 damage. If you can't afford it, that's okay. You can reserve it. So, lucky. And some of these cards that come up help you get rid of cards. Yeah, so I would say this is lucky. No, I take it back when I said there's a good amount of both. I think it's more luck than strategy, because I was just thinking everyone is a different clan. And because of that, you have different weapons that are geared that give you bonuses for yours, and your different allies that give you bonuses. And so, if yours isn't out, you have to wait till someone buys it, or just go with a card that's not as good for you, but it's still okay. So, there is a good amount of luck. And then, you choose to fight, and then everyone can choose to support you by playing a scout, or they can choose to block you by playing a scout. So there, you never know, and then you never know what's going to happen. It's going to do something terrible, like make you get rid of stuff. But that's typical when you fight things and you don't know. Luck. I think this game has a lot of luck.
I think this game is very lucky. Molly covered it all. And anytime I've done well, I know it's not because I've played well. It's because I got lucky draws. Oftentimes, you'll see somebody just struggling, and it's because they can't get the weapon that matches them. They can't get the ally that matches theirs. I mean, it's worth it to buy other allies. Sometimes they still do damage and give you money, but the bonuses are sometimes the key to victory. Fun versus boring. I don't think this game's very fun. We've played a handful of times, and I've never enjoyed it. It goes on very long. It's a long game. It's a little funny that as you defeat these bad guys, you get points, but they also increase your experience. And the game ends when somebody reaches the exalted spot on the experience track. So sometimes people will hang back because they know they don't want to finish the game, and it's not worth it to them to go get points yet if they feel like they're going to finish the game prematurely. And so the game just kind of drags a little bit long for what it is. On top of that, it's just frustrating dealing with that much luck. and how often you can't get the card that you want, and that's happening to several people, and one person is just raking it in and cackling to themselves as they're doing it. I do not enjoy this game.
I'm super sad because the theme seems great. Like your monsters and your different kinds of monsters fighting
Animal
other monsters. Right? Bats, snakes.
Gar.
All these, what, gar?
Fish.
Oh.
Gar.
Turns out, didn't know what a gar was. You're all these different things, and it's cool, and the gars want to try it, and this makes so much sense now. And it just falls flat. And it's so sad for all the reasons Tom said. It goes on too long. One thing I don't understand is the art on the ally card is super blurry, whereas the art on every other card is not that way.
Yeah.
All of these cards have crisp art. I don't understand it. That's not necessarily a downer or makes me not like the game. It's just, since I already am frustrated with the game, I brought it up, okay? I brought it up. But it's super frustrating for all the reasons I said in the luck. I'm sad about it because it should be so cool. So, BGG rating.
I'd go with like a 3. It's not that fun, and I don't ever want to play it. Once I've played it, I just kind of... Bleh.
Yeah. Every time... And I really like deck builders and fantasy-themed things.
Yeah.
Such a nerd. Every time we get to multiples of 500 subscribers, we give away a free glitter painting of your favorite geeky thing. So make sure to subscribe now.
It could be you that wins.
30-12. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.